Welcome to this tutorial on creating a Docker file for a Node.js application. Today I'll guide you through the steps to get your Docker container up and running. Let's dive in. Creating app.js. First, we'll create a file named app.js. This file will serve as the main application file for our Node.js app. We are going to use the Express framework to create a simple web server. Let's write the code together. First, we need to import the Express library. We do this by writing const express equals require express. Next, we create an instance of an Express application by adding this line, const app equals express. Now, we'll set the port number to 3000, which is where our app will listen for incoming requests. Const port equals 3000. We want our application to respond with a message when someone visits the root URL. To achieve this, we will define a route using app-get. Here's how we do it: app-get /req res equals res.send hello from Docker. Finally, we need to tell our app to listen on the specified port. We do that with this line, app listen port equals console.log /app is running at http://localhost creating package.json. Next, we need to create a file named package.json. This file is crucial for our Node.js application because it contains important metadata about our project, such as its name, version, and the dependencies we will use. Let's take a closer look at what we'll include in this file. First, we define the name of our application. We can name it Docker Node.js app. So we write name Docker Node.js app. Next, we specify the version of our application. For now, let's set it to 1.0.0. This indicates that this is the initial version of our app, version 1.0.0. We can also add a description to explain what our application does. You can write any description of your choice, for instance, description, as your choice. The main field tells us which file serves as the entry point for our application. In this case, it will be app.js, main, app.js. Now, let's move on to the scripts section. This part allows us to define commands that can be run from the command line. We'll create a start script to run our application with the command start node app.js. Lastly, we have the dependencies section. Here, we will specify the packages our application depends on. Since we're using the Express framework, we'll add it as a dependency, noting the version we want to use, which is 4.17.1, dependencies. Express 4.17.1. Creating the Docker file. Now, let's create the Docker file, which is essential for instructing Docker on how to build our application image. We start by specifying the base image, using the official Node.js image from Docker Hub, specifically version 14, which provides the runtime and libraries we need. Next, we set a working directory inside the container, typically named /app, where our application files will reside. We then use the copy command to transfer our application files from our local machine to this directory. After copying the files, we need to install the dependencies listed in our package.json. We accomplish this with the run npm install command, ensuring our app has all the necessary packages. We then expose port 3000, which is the port our app listens on, using the expose command. Finally, we specify the command to run our application when the container starts by using cmd npm start. This Docker file is the foundation for containerizing our Node.js application. Building and running the Docker image. Finally, we will build and run our Docker container. To do this, we need to enter two important commands. First, we use a command to create our application image, naming it Docker Node.js app. This process will take a moment as Docker prepares everything based on the files we've created. Once the image is ready, we will run another command to start our application. This will allow our application to be accessible on our computer. Each of these steps takes about 55 seconds to complete. After executing these commands, our application will be running successfully. You can now visit http://localhost 3000/ in your browser to see our app in action, which will